Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Welcome to the Marinade, a free-flowing conversation about the creative process with creative people. Each episode, we welcome musicians, actors, comedians, authors, visual artists, filmmakers, anyone who creates art to talk about how and why we make stuff. This is a special bonus episode coming at you to tell the story of Bonnaroo 2026. Y'all, if you haven't had a chance, go back and listen to my Jason's Journals from the last couple of days, Friday and Saturday. This is Sunday's recap and the beauty and magic that I experienced on Sunday at Bonnaroo. Just an absolute incredible time, and I am so grateful to every single one of you who listens, all of you who spread the word about the show. We're coming up on 9 years of episodes, y'all, and the opportunities keep coming. This was our 4th year in a row covering Bonnaroo. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And here is my Jason's Journal from Sunday at Bonnaroo 2026. I'm way less tired than expected. My body, of course, woke me up with the sun, but I feel real good for the second day in a row. Shower and media tent work complete, coffee coursing through my veins. It's time to see a midday set from Nat Myers. I've been a fan of Nat's for a few years. His blend of blues hits me in all the right places. Not to mention, as a Kentuckian, I'm partial to Kentucky artists. Nat played the incomparable Laurel Cove Festival 2 years ago, and I was fortunate enough to cover that special event. Very quick aside, if anyone from Laurel Cove is listening, I really wish y'all would not compete with Bonnaroo. I want to attend both. I would like to come and cover Laurel Cove. Not that you need the press, but maybe you do. I offer something a little different than everybody else does, and I wish I could be in 2 places at once. But these last couple of years, I haven't been able to make it because I can't skip Rue, y'all. Rue has become so important to me. I'm too enmeshed at this point. Anyway, Laurel Cove is this, for those of you who don't know, is this yearly Lightning in a Bottle Americana Festival in Pineville, Kentucky, near the Cumberland Gap. It seems like every year the headliners blow up right after they play Laurel Cove and start playing huge venues. Bands like Red Clay Strays, not really my cup of tea, but you know, you get the point. Caitlin Butts played there last year. Caitlin was well on her way to blowing up at that point, but just folks play that festival and headline it, and then it seems like the following year, they're playing huge stages at festivals like Bonnaroo. It's a locally run festival, real DIY shit run by the people that live there. There's nothing like it. And the one year I got to attend, Nat played an enchanting set. And later in the day, I saw him walking up the hill by my car. And as I took a breather and sipped a beer during the festival, it's an interesting thing about Laurel Cove. It's not weird to stop an artist and give them some love at Laurel Cove. It's actually fairly normal. One of the beauties of the whole thing is that it's pretty egalitarian. Drayton Farley will just be sitting there in his car waiting for his turn to take the stage. John R. Miller will just be milling about. Before and after their sets, they're just kind of having conversations and taking photos with fans. It's really, really cool. So I stopped Nat and just quickly told him I was a fan, that I was from Kentucky, and that started this 30-minute conversation about life and music. Turns out we have a mutual friend in the wonderful songwriter and delightful human being, Sammy K. We spoke of our love of Sammy and just talked about life, and then eventually I told him about the podcast, and then eventually he had to go. Before we parted, he asked if he could take a picture of me. And out of his satchel, he produced a Polaroid-style camera, snapped a shot, and then when it published, placed the photo face down next to me on the tailgate of my Mazda SUV. To this day, I don't know if his camera like produced a duplicate or if that was just an act of kindness and remembrance of our conversation for me. That picture hangs on my fridge. He sauntered away after, Ale 8 hat askew in his signature way. And I'm thinking about that moment as I see Nat on the This Tent stage at Bonnaroo. By some accounts, he wasn't supposed to be here. A year ago, he was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and as he's saying now, without the intervention of friends and family, he would have entered hospice care. And I remember the shock of that news, but here he is, and he looks great. He looks great. His demeanor is loose, and his playing is stunning as ever. He briefly mentions the diagnosis, which brings tears to my eyes. I wouldn't say I know Nat. We only met once, but he has a way of making you feel like a friend after just one meeting. I'm rooting for him to get all the flowers and feel all the calm of a full recovery. He has this effortless charm. It's hot out, but not nearly Bonnaroo hot, which means I'm pretty comfortable, actually. I've spent most of my adult life in Florida. A little heat doesn't bother me. And that said, there's maybe no hotter place on the planet than Bonnaroo midday most days, and Nat is feeling it. He asks if there are any other Asians in the audience. Nat is Korean American, and then says, "It's like having windows with no seals on them." Now picture that with a Kentucky accent, as he wipes sweat from his eyes. The set is over in what feels like an instant, and by the end he has all of us in the palm of his hand. A woman in Pacifico short shorts moves her body like it's connected by a slinky. I lose track of space and time, both from her movements and his playing. I swear there's a cool breeze kicking up. It just feels like heaven right now. I'd like a beer. These Montucky lagers are crisp and low ABV. I'm also hungry, and I love that they're low ABV, and it's early in the day. A nice, crisp, delicious beer and some food sounds amazing, and I'm glad to procure one of those Montuckies and then some chicken tenders from Gus's world-famous chicken. Perfectly fluffy fried chicken and fries washed down with a cold lager. I better head back to camp and regroup. My stuff is all locked up in the media tent, and the sky looks clear. We haven't had a hard rain yet at Bonnaroo, which is the last few years that I've been has been par for the course that we do get a hard rain. I should have time to go back and rest my feet before Allie and AJ at 2:30. That's a name that keeps coming up in press releases and on playlists. I just haven't listened, and now I'm curious. The duo was doing press in the media tent earlier as I was working on the most recent Jason's Journal. They both seem incredibly smart and down to earth, and AJ's personality just kept drawing me away from my work to, I believe it was AJ, to accidentally eavesdrop on the plans they were making with their team. We made eye contact a couple of times, and I wanted to just say, "You seem really cool. You want to hang out?" or something such. But those are thoughts that one keeps to oneself when you're working in the media tent and don't have an appointment with an artist. Pulling into camp as the sky starts to darken, do I make a break back to the media tent? It looks a little threatening, but I don't know. It was just clear as a bell earlier. My car keys are back at the media tent. If we get a storm like we had last year, the one that ended Bonnaroo, I'm fucked. There's no safe place to go, just this tailgate tent and my own tent that I'll be sleeping in later. And there's a drop and another. I have the book I'm reading with me, so at least there's that. I'll have to read standing up as my rocking chair is already pretty soaked. I could try to take a nap. I'm a little tired. There's no service out here, so a weather report's not forthcoming. And now it's Forrest Gump raining. I've been here for about an hour, dodging puddles and picking at my book. George and Willie, who, if you don't know, go back and listen to the other two Jason's Journals. They're main characters in this whole story. They come into frame during a little bit of a lull, as does a mass exodus from Centeroo. And fuck, is this gonna get canceled again? George waves at me like Tom Hanks in Castaway. I wave back in kind. I'd already planned this moment in my head for the last 15 minutes or so, but he beat me to it. That's what idleness will do to you. An hour in the lone in the rain, and I'm searching for my Wilson. Thankfully, here comes George and Willie, who's quickly becoming my friend as well. George and I have been buddies for a few years, and the three of us are truly three amigos at this festival. I've got a cooler full of beers. They bring a few over. The rain can't seem to make up its mind about intensity, but it is consistently coming down, and we're probably stuck here for a minute. Lighthearted conversation that turns a little heavy, which is to be expected from three lawyers turned music writers. It's all good medicine, though, and an encapsulation of why Rue is so special. We've been here now at this point for a long time as the sun starts to peek through. Somehow George's phone always works out in this field where mine makes an annual plea to be put out of its misery when I get to Bonnaroo. The show will go on, says the official Bonnaroo Instagram. It's now 5:30, and Japanese breakfast is due to hit the stage after a modified schedule has been announced. Many of the acts that I came to see and were really excited to see on this Sunday are still set to play. Tedeschi Trucks is at 6:30. I should recover my things from the media tent and change my socks. I don't want to get stuck without the keys to my car again. Checking my phone as I grab my backpack from the locker, I have a message from Nat Myers. I'd posted a photo of his set earlier. He remembers me from Laurel Cove 2 years ago and hopes I'm doing well. Tedeschi Trucks is right on time. The crowd at the main stage is solid, but not crazy. It's muddy. The mood is joyous. Everyone's, I think, relieved that it's not canceled like it was last year. Two young women are taking Instagram-worthy selfies of each other as the sun sinks down. Susan, Derek, and the band are characteristically on fire. Clipse begins at 7:30. Pharrell Williams has made his name as a pop juggernaut now, but a couple of decades ago, he was kind of an up-and-coming name, and he put Clipse on the map with this brand of hip-hop that stood out at a time when hip-hop was mid-Renaissance. There were all these acts coming out of Virginia Beach at the time, and Clipse was just so fresh and interesting to me, and I followed their career for years. You know, they broke up for a while, and then or weren't making records at least for a while, and then recently, last year I believe it was, put out an absolute masterpiece. I'm hungry enough to make some questionable food choices. Mac and cheese with teriyaki chicken on top? Yep. A giant bowl of it? That'll do just fine. Jason, I hear on my way to the Witch stage for Clipse. It's Drew Morgan. With some friends, we talked about linking up. It's almost better to wander around until you bump into each other at Rue, though, which is how this ended up happening. We take our spot at Clipse, and a couple songs in, Drew's on his way to new adventures. His friends peel off in another direction, vague promises of meeting back up. But such is Rue, we're all kind of on our own journey. And I'm trying to catch up with Princess Amoolia Moolisa Bovina, Ph.D. Who? Well, allow me to try to explain. My local hang, free pub for my local hang in Orlando, the Milk House. I love my neighborhood. Bucket and I are a part of the fabric of the community there. Bucket is treated so well everywhere we go, and especially at the Milk House. And so do I. And I'm grateful for everybody at the Milk House. Well, a few years ago, they got this mascot, essentially. And it is a wire-framed cow covered in, I guess, felt. And when this cow first arrived, it was in great shape, brand new, right out of the package, right out of the store. And over time, you know, this cow would greet people when they were open at the front door. And over time, she came across some hard times. Missing an ear, one of her legs kind of fell off. It was time to maybe give her a proper burial. Well, in the meantime, my friend Jeff, who's one of the managers and bartenders there at the Milk House, who is also an excellent comic book writer and world builder, established a whole lore for the princess, Amoolia Moolisa Bovina, PhD. We even were going to get shirts made to commemorate her life and death, and she was going to get a proper Viking funeral, or thereabouts. Don't get mad at me, Jeff, if I'm messing up this story. Well, a couple months ago, about a month and some change ago, I guess, the princess was out by the curb. She was kind of, I think she was just going to get an unceremonious kicking to the curb. And I saw her out there, and I thought to myself, maybe I should grab the princess and bring it to our friend Benji, or I don't know, somehow like her story can live on some way. But I didn't have enough hands. I had Bucket with me, my dog, and didn't have enough hands, and I was busy, and I just forgot about it. And the next time I came back, she was gone. Well, she was gone because someone grabbed her and took her to a random doorstep. And that random doorstep was the doorstep of comedian, and I'm sorry, Rue, if I mess up your last name, but y'all, I will spell it for you so you can look her up because she's great. Rue Nafast, Nafast. And Rue opens her door in the morning, and there's the princess, Amoolia Moolisa Bovina, PhD, staring her in the face. And she wasn't familiar with the princess. And so she posted to social media and an attempt to find out who the princess was. The mystery was solved fairly quickly by our detectives in the neighborhood. And then Rue started taking this cow on adventures, including to the Milk Run 5K that the Milk District, Main Street District that I am involved with puts on. The princess crossed the finish line with Rue when she ran the 5K and has gone on various adventures and is now at Bonnaroo. All the way from Orlando, Florida to Manchester, Tennessee, the princess, Amoolia Moolisa Bovina, PhD, has made it with appropriately named comedian Rue to Rue. And Rue and Moo are at Rue over at Big Gigantic, who is an EDM act. Y'all, I am so glad that EDM gives people joy. If you're one of those people, I'm so happy for you. But you know how some dogs like absolutely hate the vacuum? Like it drives them up the wall. The vacuum has an essential function for humans. It's important. Yeah, but the machine taps into something that makes the pupper absolutely mad. That's EDM for me. I don't fucking get it. I'm trying. I've tried so many times. I'm over there at Big Gigantic. He's playing like Alan Jackson's Chattahoochee for some reason. It's being blended into some other song. I don't know. I don't do drugs. I know a lot of sober people like EDM too. Again, I'm glad it gives you joy. It is just not for me, and to the point where it makes me angry. And so I have to get away from here. Rue and Moo are going to have to be somewhere else if we're linking up, and I really hope we make it happen. Noah Kahan has historically not been my cup of tea, but I'm going to give him a shot later. First, I'm excited for Modest Mouse, who I haven't seen in about 11 years. The band sounds great, but I also can't do lights. I know I sound like such an old man right now. I hate that my eyes are so sensitive, but it is what it is. I have these blue eyes that are photosensitive, and there are lots of advantages to said eyes, and one of those advantages is not that I can handle light. I can't. Like flashing lights shining in your eyes. Closing my eyes is not helping. Turning my back won't do it. And just a quick aside, though. Like I understand. I'm not being an old man about the EDM thing. It's just not for me. Good for y'all. But the lights thing. Do some of y'all like it? I'm serious about this. When lights are shining in your face, like directly in your eyes. That's not me being critical. I'm genuinely curious whether this is one of those things that like people just accept, and it's just there's so many things in society we just accept as normal that are absolutely batshit crazy, like toll roads, for example. I could go on and on and on of things that we as a society just go, oh yeah, we have toll roads. Here, not to pick on America, let's go Europeans. Europeans just accept that you have to pay to use public bathrooms. That's just a normal thing in Europe. Fucking crazy to me. Bathroom is a human right. Travel should be a human right. Yeah, I just don't get it. Are lights like that? Where we're just like, oh yeah, flashing lights are a part of a rock show. Or do you really dig it? Is like the aesthetic shining directly in your eyes and strobing at you? Is that sexy? Anyway, I'm about to pumpkin. I got to check out Noah Kahan because he's the headliner and he deserves a chance. Never really been into him, but I got to check it out. But before that, one more attempt to catch up with Moo and Rue. And they're over in the Coca-Cola tent. I'm looking everywhere for the princess. Can't seem to find her. I know what Rue looks like, but we've never met in person. I just know her from the internet. And it's Bonnaroo, so we're all dressed in different ways than we might normally in our everyday life. And then finally I see this woman over to the side, and I'm like, wait a minute, I think that might be Rue herself. And she kind of looks at me and she goes, are you the guy? I'm like, yeah. Are you the girl? Yeah. And now I'm looking around for the princess. And Rue's informing me that the princess is right over there. And I look over, and my first reaction is, oh my God, you've decapitated her. And she had. The princess, Amoolia Moolisa Bovina, PhD, is now just a floating head. She's wookified. She has like a nose ring now. She's got bracelets and wearing a shawl, a headscarf of some sort. We take a picture together, Sarah pleasantries and happy Rue to each other, and my quest thankfully has come full circle, and I've gotten to catch up with the princess, who I've known for so many years, and gotten to share a Bonnaroo experience with Her Highness. I'm at Noah Kahan now with an open mind. I'm not sure. Maybe if I saw his lyrics on the page, I could appreciate his writing. A lot of folks swear by his pen. He seems like a great guy. I'm grateful that he came out wearing a Pulse Remembrance shirt at a recent show. Seems like a good dude. By all accounts, he's a good writer. These songs just are not landing for me. Again, like I've tried so many times to get into his music, and I think I'm just going to do as I did with Taylor Swift at some point and just give up. Plus, I'm beat. It's not helping that I'm trying to keep an open mind, but I'm totally exhausted. This has maybe been my favorite of the 4 Bonnaroos. I'm not sure I can put my finger on why. I mean, I've had an incredible time every time I've come to Bonnaroo, but there's something special about this. I needed this trip. It always seems to come at the right time for me. The last few years, the summer has been a really gratifying experience for me. Taking these trips has helped me reset, has helped me reevaluate things. I feel loved and relaxed in ways I've been searching for over the last few months, and I'm thankful. If you enjoyed this Jason's Journal from Bonnaroo, thank you for listening, and I have 3 simple asks. First, subscribe and follow us on your preferred social media and on your podcast app. We're at Marinade Podcast on just about everything. Second, tell someone about the show or share a link on social media. Like if you reshare one of our posts or share a link, it really helps with the reach. It makes the biggest difference for us, and we so greatly appreciate it when you turn someone on to the Marinade. And third, we've been nominated for Best Local Podcast in Orlando Weekly's Best of 2026. I'm so grateful for this. Click the link in our bio on socials, and it will take you to an easy link to vote. It just takes a couple of clicks, and it means a ton to us. You can actually vote every single day, and I'm telling you, I've been doing it every day. Y'all, it takes 30 seconds, if that. So we'd be really grateful. Vote for the Marinade for Best Local Podcast in Orlando Weekly's 2026 Best Of poll. Also, while you're there, my original music only open mic, Be Original Open Mic in Orlando's Milk District is nominated for Best Open Mic. So if you could vote for us as well, I'd really be grateful. Above all, I'm just grateful that you listen to the show. If you're new, welcome. If you've been around for a while, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you'd like to support the show financially, patreon.com/Marinade Podcast, and you can get exclusive content over there as well. And until next time, go out and create something. Cheers, y'all.